crack, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Kazzie here. In this video I'm going to be doing an unboxing from Book Depository. This is not affiliated with Book Depository in any shape or form. I just decided to treat myself to a little bit of a order from Book Depository because it had some editions of books that I wanted to get and they are difficult to get a hold of over here in the UK and Ireland, and so I just decided to get them. And also there were a couple of books that I knew I wasn't going to be able to get my hands on here anyway because they're just fandoms that places like Waterstones and Easton's just don't get the books for. So yeah, so I thought I'd just share this little mini haul with you guys. This is actually going to be one of three because I have acquired quite a lot of books over the past few months. Instead of just doing one big massive book haul that'll probably last about like 45 minutes, I decided to just do three. We're going to do one with Book Depository, the other one's going to be Waterstones, because anytime I'm in Belfast I pretty much just go to Waterstones and Starbucks, and let's just say it's more likely that I can buy multiple books at Waterstones than I could multiple copies. So I pretty much just walk into Waterstones and 4 books just happen to be in my hands without me even realizing it. So that's going to be happening, and then a third one which is going to be ones from random places like Amazon, grocery stores, charity shops, that kind of thing. So without further ado, let's just get started. I'm going to start off with this package because this was the last one to arrive. I'm very excited about this one, so let's just open this one together if I can reach the pull tab. Sometimes these don't work for me. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's just so satisfying. So in it, this is one that I actually had pre-ordered and then they changed the arrival date in the UK. Because they do that, they give us like the US release date and then next thing you know it's like, oh, we've changed the date to the UK one, and it's shit. But we've got this bookmark. I love the way that Book Depository orders always come with a bookmark. This one is A Tale of Kitty and Boots. Okay, I've never heard it called that, but this bookmark is part of set number 6, and I've got other bookmarks that are part of this set as well. The first book that I have to show you is Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. This is one of the books that I was most anticipating the release of this year. This is basically Anastasia meets Guardians of the Galaxy, I believe, and I am all for that. Back when Anastasia was released, I was obsessed with that movie. Still am obsessed with that movie. I could quote it, I could sing it, I could just act in it, even though it is animated. I know it's animated. Just look at the cover on this. It is so shiny and gorgeous, and the spine is gorgeous. Outcast, rogue, orphan, rebel. 17-year-old Anna is a scoundrel by nurture and an outlaw by nature. Found as a child drifting through space with a sentient android called D09, Anna was saved by a fearsome space captain and the grizzled... is that a word? Grizzled crew she now calls family. But D09, one of the last remaining illegal metals, has been glitching and Anna will stop at nothing to find a way to fix him. That's just the first paragraph of the synopsis. That literally sounds like Anna is Peter Quill, and these other guys, these space pirates by the sound of it, are like the Ravagers from Guardians of the Galaxy. I think this will be the first read of April, so I am loving this. I'm so happy that it arrived and I can actually hold it and it's out of the cardboard and I can find a spot for it on my shelves because I'm getting new shelves today. So now for the box. I love the way that all Book Depository orders come either in those little packages or they come extremely well packaged so that they're like this. And I was afraid that this was going to be damaged because the cardboard here had a bit of a dent in it. So I was like, you better not have damaged my book. But it is safe. It is safe and it is beautiful. The next book I have to show you is The Midnight Front by David Mack. David Mack is an author that I've come across primarily through Star Trek. I read his books for Star Trek Titan and his first Star Trek Discovery novel that I read in October, and I loved it. I loved his writing style. This is the first book in his Dark Arts series, and this pretty much is like set during World War II, but with magic involved. On the eve of World War II, Nazi sorcerers come gunning for Cade but kill his family instead. His one path to vengeance is to become an apprentice of the Midnight Front, the Allies' top secret magical warfare program, and become a sorcerer himself. Unsure who will kill him first, his allies, his enemies, or the demons he has to use to wield magic, Cade fights his way through occupied Europe and enemy lines. But he learns too late the true price of vengeance will be more terrible than just the loss of his soul, and there's no task harder than doing good with a power born of ultimate evil. This sounds like it's gonna be pretty much like Captain America. I want to say, like, it's not going to be Captain America, but it's kind of like along those lines, you know, with Captain America, the First Avenger, having more of the magical element with the Tesseract technology. So I feel like this is almost going to be like this, but like with magic. So I have a feeling I'm really going to enjoy this, especially because there's like sorcerers involved, and I'm all about that. Speaking of Star Trek, I also ordered Star Trek Discovery Drastic Measures by Dayton Ward. I've already read this because I opened the box already and I wanted to read this, and this is epic. If you've watched Discovery, this novel takes place 10 years before the Battle of the Binary Stars. It follows Lorca and Georgiou. It follows Lorca when he's a lieutenant commander and Georgiou when she is a commander, and she's on shore leave in between assignments. She's waiting to go onto her assignment, and then this emergency crops up, and Georgiou and a whole clatter of other Starfleet officers are sent to this planet to help this absolute devastation that has been happening. Lorca, on the other hand, is already on the planet that Georgiou has been sent to, and he has hit the ground running. He is trying to keep his officers alive until help arrives, which they think isn't going to arrive for a month. But it comes sooner than you think. But during a military coup on the planet, one of the governors deploys the most drastic of actions that nobody would think anybody in their right mind would ever do. And so this is where the book takes us. I thought it was going to start very slowly, but nope, it hit the ground running. And I absolutely love this, and I would definitely recommend it for anybody that enjoyed Star Trek Discovery. Personally, I didn't really enjoy Star Trek Discovery. It was okay, not my tastes. I actually prefer the books to the series, and I definitely prefer this book to the series because it was amazing. I actually want Dayton Ward to write a lot more for Star Trek Discovery. I kind of even want to have him take over from Kirsten Beyer for the Voyager books, because I think he would do an epic job with Voyager, especially if he got his mitts on Janeway. In Drastic Measures, there were a lot of original characters and a lot of strong original female characters that I absolutely adored. He really, really writes Lorca and Georgiou perfectly. The next two books I have to show you are from the same author, and I got them pretty much for the same reason, because of their covers. And they are Heartless and Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I already have Heartless. I have the UK paperback edition of Heartless, and the cover is okay. It's cute, but it looks very juvenile. I, on the other hand, adore this cover. It is gorgeous. Just look at that red foil, just shining. I love the design of it. It makes it look like a young adult novel, whereas the other cover makes it look like it's for a 9 to 12-year-old. Whereas this is just gorgeous. So I just decided that I would actually get this edition, and I love that it's taller. UK paperbacks are about that height. Like, obviously this isn't Heartless, but it's about the same height. And just look at that. There's such a difference in the height, and I prefer when books are this height. My shelves don't prefer it, but I do. I decided to repurchase Heartless with this cover. Then one day I was perusing the Waterstones website, and Renegades, even though it was released back in September in the US, it's only coming to the UK, I think either now or imminently, and the cover for it is shite. I hate the cover for it. I think it's done by the same artist that did Heartless, but it does not suit the story. Look at, that's backwards. Like, just look at this for Renegades. Isn't it epic? Like, as soon as I saw this cover for Renegades, I knew I wanted to read it. I knew it was going to be on my TBR at some point. I knew I wanted this edition. And then I saw the UK one, and it's this, and I was just like, no. There's not a mission of me spending money on this edition, because it looks awful. It looks like it is meant for like a 9 to 12-year-old. It's meant to look like for a prepubescent child. And like, what I've heard from this, it is not for that demographic. And like, what like 9 to 12-year-old do you think is going to read something this thick? And like, and as I said, remember when I said that the UK books are shorter? So the text is either going to be smaller and the book is going to be a lot thicker. What child that age do you think is going to be reading that? So it's a young adult book. Why did they do artwork that makes it look so freaking juvenile? That's why I decided, you know what, I'm going to get this edition of it because it is amazing. And as I said, it's tall, and so the pages are longer, and I just prefer that style compared to UK paperbacks. And this book is pretty much the entire reason for this book haul from Book Depository, because I didn't want to just get one book, so I decided, right, I'm going to bite the bullet and get a few. And the biggest bullet that I pulled for this order was getting the Six of Crows duology in the hardback edition. This is the box set, and the reason why I wanted to get this is that yes, it's hardback and they're tall, and I could get the UK ones, but I wanted the sprayed edges. Yes, I am that fickle. I wanted them because just look at how gorgeous this is. And then like the paper and the sprayed edges. I'm currently reading those right now. That's why my bookmark is sitting in it. I wanted these editions. I wanted these editions for my bookshelves. I didn't want the paperback and the short ones. I wanted these beautiful specimens of literature because it is Leigh Bardugo, and Leigh Bardugo is worth every single freaking penny she is. I needed this because of the black sprayed edges for Six of Crows and the red sprayed edges for Crooked Kingdom. There was going to be no compromise on me not having these. I had been wanting to get these books as soon as I heard about them on BookTube, maybe about like last May, June, when I started the actual Grisha trilogy. As soon as I knew that these come in editions with black sprayed edges and red sprayed edges, I knew that they were going to be in my collection. There was no compromise, there was no two ways about it. So I decided that because I was going to get Renegades in that cover, I decided I'm going to get Six of Crows, finally. And the beautiful thing about Book Depository is that the books come with a percentage off it anyway. So whenever I was looking at this in pound sterling and it had like 15% off, I was like, deal. And so those are all of the books that I got recently on Book Depository, and let me tell you right now, the basket is filling up again. But yep, those are all the books. Oh yes, I forgot. There's a bookmark. I got another bookmark. This is Alice in Wonderland. This is number 2 from the full set. I think the other one that I got is up on my bookmark, candle holder, doohickey, thingamabob. If you've read any of these books that I have hauled, let me know. Do you want to read any of these books that I have hauled? What do you think of these covers? Aren't they just spectacular? Subscribe if you haven't already to keep up to date with all of my new videos and to be alerted when I do the next hauls that are coming your way. Yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!